So look right here at this crack that's in the street that's forming up here. This crack in this street runs all the way up here. And I'm looking at this joint yesterday, and I'm like, yo, what is going on with this crack? And then bam. That's when I basically realized that that crack running all the way up the street was this train track right here. You feel me? This is a train track. And that train track runs all the way down here. Like that train track runs all the way down this strip. All the way down there. You see that? You see that crack? See that right there? Look at that. That's for a rail line. And another thing, these rail lines aren't set in pebble or nothing like that. Look at that. They are intricately set in brick. Big, huge brick. Okay? Rail lines, look, perfectly set and leveled in the ground, going all the way back there. Look at them rail lines in the ground. Look at that. That's a rail line in there. And now, I gotta go figure this out, because basically, once again, they covered this old world up and they just threw. Think about this though. This is gonna be the 1800s, late 1700s right here, right? Think about it though. You got intricate brick with rail line laid in, right? And then what? 100 years later, all y'all can do is this bullshit. Just look at this. Put asphalt over it. Yeah, we're about to get into this shit, Buffalo. And bam, look right here too. On the other side of the strip. Look, boom. So both sides of this strip right here, both sides of this strip got rail lines. So rail lines ran up and down this strip right here. Now it's just asphalt and this crack that runs all the way up the strip on both sides. So after seeing that, I did a little history, and lo and behold, forgotten Buffalo streetcars. So streetcars ran up and down the strips. This right here is the Kensington Highway, also known as the 33. Look at that. We're gonna come back to this picture because these pictures are telling us a secret. There's so much in these photos. Wait till I break this down. Wait till I break this down. These were everywhere. And as you look at these photos, understand there is something wrong with these photos. Look right there. Look up where you see all the wires and all that craziness that's going on top and all that. Look in the ground. You see in the ground right there? What's in there? Laser-sighted rail lines. There it is, Buffalo again. Look at that right there. It's Broadway. Look at that, old world rail car. Back in the day. Look at this beautiful Tartarian structure right here. Look at this. Beautiful Tartarian structure. But of course, just before the demolition of the circa 1916 M&T quarters. Why would you demolish that? Look at all these ugly buildings they put up. They didn't demolish none of this. But yeah, this beautiful stone structure, let's demolish that. This thing is just cruising around the city. They're cruising around the city all over the place, just having a good old time. Look at this, just on a rail line, nothing on up there. Look at this again, look, cruising around, just cruising. Look, this is just going on down there. What is this running on? See, that's another thing. You guys see this stuff and then don't put two and two together. Like, in the 1800s, we didn't have some intricate electrical power station city to run any of this. Look at that. It's going down there. Where's it getting power from? It's not getting power from nothing. So the power is coming from somewhere. What do these run on? Buffalo rail cars have run on a variety of power sources, including coal, coke, electricity, and steam. Did it look like that was running on coal or coke? No, coke is a gray matter that comes from coal. So that's almost like a coal, it burns, it's combustion. Y'all know coal is combustion. Then you got steam. It wasn't running on no steam, that wasn't coming from nowhere. So then it's gotta be electricity. Can't be electricity. Y'all don't have an intricate electrical system to run it. This is the Buffalo rail car line. This is how intricate it was in Buffalo. This is the 1800s. How long do you think it would have took with all that brick? I showed you the brick and that the metal rails psyched into the ground. Look how they run through the city. Look at how they run through the city. That's wild, crazy right there. Look at that intricate pattern of how all these rail lines run through the city. How many years would it take you to do that? How did you even accomplish that in the 1800s? Look at that legend right there. Look at that. This one says 1935. That's when they updated this. That's just when they updated it, though. Take a look at this scene. What do you see? You see Tartarian structures. Do you see how beautiful the city looks? Look at the beautiful symmetry of it. Look how wide the street is. Look at it. It has the rail lines laser sighted into it, right? What else do you see? Whited out sky. The only reason I'm bringing this up because nothing's adding up, okay? Peep game. Look at what you see here, right? Buffalo's east side. This is from the 1800s, early 1800s. I made sure to pull this up. They have the rail lines are already laid down in there, which I gotta understand, these rail lines done been there since the 1700s. These rail lines was already there. They got all these horses there. Why would you have all these horses shitting all over the place, right? One, if you have rail lines. Because you didn't build the rail lines and you didn't put them there. The great horse manure crisis of 1894. Y'all couldn't even figure out what to do with horse manure. But you did this? Y'all gotta put this together on a psychological level. The city has horses and carriages everywhere. Shit everywhere, manure everywhere. They have no idea what to do with it. But they can create an intricate rail system that runs on free energy. Put it together. 1984, crisis set in. 2.5 million pounds of horse manure per day. This was in London and New York. Wherever there was horses, there was shit. What does that say down there? Urban Planning Conference was held in New York in 1898. They're having a conference because it's been 50, 60, a long time, and they've been dealing with this horse shit. After 3 days, no one could think of a solution to the growing problem. Couldn't figure out what to do with horse shit. But they knew exactly how to design an intricate rail line. Stop playing with me, man. In 1900, Buffalo boasted 92 wagon and carriage manufacturers. Why are you making horse shit and carriages if you have a technologically advanced rail system going through the city? They didn't build this. This rail system been around since the early 1700s, since before they got there. It was there already. What is this even running on? Really? And then let's go a step further. The rail cars are there before the car, which I gotta understand. Because you can see the streets are made for the rail cars. They're not made for cars. The rail cars were there first. They were there already. And let's also not forget, before they figured out how to operate the rail cars that were already there, they were pulling them by horses.